This is Jim, and this is Kim. Jim and Kim do the exact same exercises, same sets, same reps in the gym, but after 1 year, they look completely different. One guy looks absolutely cut like a movie star. The other one, he looks more or less the same. What happened? And before you say, oh, it's his genetics, they are identical twins. The real difference between Jim and Kim is that Kim used... What the hell did Kim use? Is it steroids? Is it peptides? Is it protein shakes and creatine? It's none of those things. It is what I call, and I've never heard this phrase before, it's called deep training. This is the number one thing that separates the advanced guys in the gym from the newbies, the beginners, and it's coined after the term deep work, which is obviously a very famous book by Carl Newport, who said there are certain kinds of shallow work where you're kind of scrolling the phone, checking your emails, you're doing work, but you're not really doing work. You know what I'm talking about. Then there's deep work. This is when, in a short period of time, you can get a lot done. And not only can you get a lot done, you actually feel super creative, super capable, super productive, and the work feels great. After a session of deep work, it's almost like you've been in a flow state and you feel really good about yourself. We're gonna get into exactly why deep training is the difference between the guys that actually get results, as well as the practical steps that are gonna get you to be able to deep train. So the first thing is that it actually just makes you more productive. I've seen so many guys in the gym scrolling on their phone, checking Instagram, changing their music, whatever the hell they're doing on the phone. They spend so much time resting in between sets just scrolling, and something comes up, an email comes up, a notification comes up, and then you've lost your momentum. Compare that to another guy who's completely focused on his exercise, what he needs to do in terms of the weight and the sets and reps to beat his previous record. The next exercise that's coming, okay, now it's the chest supported rows. The next time it's going to be the biceps. That's his mindset. So there's less time leaks. So the entire workout is actually more condensed and shorter and more productive. So one practical tip you can apply right away to become more productive in your training is to not spend time on your phone when you're in the gym. Like, no professional is checking his phone while he's training to do sprints. So why are you checking your phone all the time while you're doing the gym? If you're serious, by the way, about making progress. Next, when you're focused on an exercise, it's like you're thinking about the form. You're thinking about, okay, in order to hit my back, I'm really gonna use my elbows. I'm gonna pull with my elbows. In order to do the lateral raises just right so that the lateral delt actually gets activated, I need to make sure I'm raising my elbows, not my hands, and not using my back. Like, these are the kinds of nerdy, bro-y, gym bro thoughts that are going on in a focused guy's head. It makes you so much more intentional about every single exercise. What does that mean? It means there's better mind-muscle connection. When you're doing the lat pull downs, even you're thinking about retracting your scapulars, rotating your shoulders back, and therefore your lat gets more activated. So while the two guys, Jim and Kim, are doing the exact same exercise, one guy's actually using his back, he's actually using his lateral delts, and therefore he's progressing more. It looks like they're doing the same, but the quality of the reps, the quality of the sets, the quality of the exercise, and therefore the quality of the entire workout is different, because one guy is deep training and the other guy is shallow training. So one practical tip is to think about the muscle that you're squeezing. Next, let's say you're a student and you just really concentrated for 2 hours and wrote something, or maybe you're at work and you're like preparing something, you've locked in and you've done 2 hours of solid work where you made mad progress. How do you feel after that? Whatever it is, you usually feel kind of good about yourself, kind of like you did something meaningful. You feel fulfilled. You want to pat yourself on the back. That feeling of, okay, I've done something worthwhile. This is actually what's going to keep you feeling like, okay, this is a great thing that I'm doing, that I want to continue doing. I'm going to keep coming back and doing this. As opposed to a guy who's shallow training, he doesn't really lock in. So when he leaves, he doesn't feel like he did something meaningful. He's just kind of going through the motions. And then next Wednesday, it's like, yeah, I got to do it again. Why would you do it again? There's no meaning behind it. You don't even feel fulfilled. So just by putting your focus and your just intention right in and just becoming a deep trainer, you are actually making the exact same thing feel more meaningful and fulfilling to you. What is a practical tip that's going to allow you to do this is a concept that you need to understand called RPE. It's rate of perceived exertion, but you can just take it to mean how hard the exercise or the workout feels. You want to always be aiming for like 8 to 9 out of 10 effort, not 10 out of 10, which is another mistake that gym bros go to, where they go absolute to exhaustion. You walk out like a cabbage drenched in alcohol and you never want to go back. You don't want to do that. You want to actually hit that 8, 9 out of 10 full effort each time. That's each rep each set, each exercise, you're pushing your facial expression. This is what I always say to the people that I coach in my community. Like, your face should not look that great when you're doing these workouts. Your face should be struggling. And so when I get my clients to send in videos of themselves doing the workouts, I actually pay attention to their face. Like, is their face struggling? Because that tells me a lot about the intensity and the focus with which you are training. By the way, if you want that kind of feedback from me and to actually make progress week after week and actually build muscle rather than spinning your wheels, join Minimalist Training Club, because I put everything I have, all this energy, into helping you make gains, lose fat, and most importantly, stay consistent. Next, you've done like half-assed work, half-assed training days, and they're just not enjoyable because you're not locked in. But when you're fully locked in, it's not just the fact that it's more meaningful and more fulfilling, the actual process becomes more enjoyable. If you're actually locked in and you're like, wow, I actually worked my back there, wow, I actually beat my record of last time and set a new PR, this kind of gamifies the whole process, and you're like, you know what, I actually made progress compared to last time. I got 75, now I got 77.5, next time I can go to 80.5. These little things, it seems minor, but this kind of playful gamification aspect only comes when you're super focused trying to beat the time before, and it makes the entire process more enjoyable. It almost makes the whole gym thing into a video game, and that's how you start to get addicted. One practical tip is to track your workouts and try to beat whatever you did last time. A lot of you might be thinking, oh, tracking is so lame, it's for these engineers, oh, look, tracking, like you're such a nerd. How funny is it that by tracking it, you're actually making the whole thing more enjoyable because you can gamify it and beat the last score? Don't underestimate this. If you're a guy that's tracking your workouts, already you got 1 foot in deep training, because who does that? Like, literally nobody does that except the guys that watch this channel. Okay, next, the punch that knocks you out is the punch that comes when you're not looking. And if you're doing workouts where you're not entirely focused on squeezing all the right muscles, especially if you're using heavy weights, it can actually screw you up. Oh, I wonder what John was thinking yesterday when he said, tweak your shoulder. You don't want that, okay? Less injury risk when you're more focused, when you're more in that kind of flow state. So practical tip is to stay focused on the movement while you're doing it. One big example is the lower back. Whenever you're doing whatever, deadlift, Romanian deadlift, squats, really think to yourself, is my lower back straight? Focus on the movement and stay present in the moment. Don't be thinking about future things you need to do. Don't be thinking about what Jenny said on a date yesterday. Just focus on the bloody movement. Next, you actually learn more from the same movement. Maybe you do an exercise and you're like, okay, that time I actually pulled my elbows closer to my hips and that was really good for my back. Oh, when I turn my thumb down and my pinky up when I do the rear delt flies, that really brings the tension in my rear delt. Like, a lot of you might be listening to these words that I'm saying and going, what are you even talking about? Why is he even talking like that? That is a good sign that you're not deep training. Whatever you're passionate about, when you start talking about it, you'll actually start using language in a different way. You're going to start using words that not many people know, or just the people that do that thing know. Your language directly shows how much you're locked in, you're focused, and you're learning in that craft. One practical tip that's going to get you to do that is to film yourself. Filming yourself is the most objective way in which you can get feedback for yourself, by yourself or by others. You can't lie. If you can see with video, you can't lie. You can't say, oh, that felt good. That felt like I did it with perfect form. It doesn't matter what you felt. It matters what's actually happened, and you can catch that with video. Loads of people in my community are sending videos. They're filming themselves right now and sending in videos of themselves doing the workout, and that just tells me it's the most objective sign where I can see, okay, this guy needs to improve his focus, his intensity, his strength. This is where you create massive learning. If you want to do that whole process with me guiding you every step of the way, like I said before, join Minimalist Training Club, because that's where everybody is deep training. Share this with a friend who's just shallowly scrolling on the phone. See you next week. Bye-bye.